to your average person, bass music is a new thing, but to people who really know and have been making music and stuff, bass music's been around since, freestyle here in Miami. The origin of my name, well, my name is Alexander Thomas Pila, and the initials are ATP, and in biology that stuck with me when I learned about adenosine triphosphate, and then I dropped the adenosine because it was too long, so just triphosphate. My biggest influence right now is Savant. I discovered him like a couple years ago before he really started taking off, and the guy does some crazy musical stuff, so he right now is my favorite artist and my biggest influence. But I'm also influenced by a lot of like 90s stuff, a lot of older dance music here from Miami, like ATB, Alice DJ Casey, like really old rave scene stuff influences me a big deal, and that's actually where I started a lot of my music. My beginnings as far as electronic music are concerned would be like trance music from the 90s and rave scene, and then I started branching off into drum and bass, and I started doing like hip-hop beats when I was around 18, 19 years old. And I really like everything about electronic music and like all the different genres and all the different kinds. 9 times out of 10 I start with the drop or the chorus or the hook, whatever name it goes by, depending on what kind of genre it is. I find it's the easiest to start with the most energetic part of the song, and then from then, go back and kind of like craft a loop, an intro that fits, and craft a build-up and a breakdown that fits, and go from there. I have a quantity over quality kind of mentality. Like, I feel like the more you produce, the better you get, so instead of spending a lot of time getting one song perfect, I'd rather make hundreds of songs until I naturally get better. I try to make as much work as possible. I'd make a loop at least every single day, and then when the weekend comes by and I have more time, I go over everything I made over that week and pick out one project to flesh out. I kind of try to do a lot of like mixing up of genres. Like almost all my songs are gonna have like chiptune elements, like 8-bit sounds and stuff like that, and melodic arpeggios all over the place and fast motions. I think that's pretty much where my sound comes from, because I do a little bit of everything, and I'm constantly looking for new ways to do things, new synths, new instruments. I try not to get like stuck or bottled in with one thing, but where my sound comes from is definitely a lot of like melodic elements, a lot of like little blips and Nintendo sounds and stuff like that. I'm huge on that. The music scene is always evolving, and it has like a kind of cycle to it. If you really pay like close attention, like in this, there was disco, and then disco died big time, and there was a backlash, and it all became about punk. And then dance music came back again in the 90s with trance and warehouse raves and all that, and then it died out again, and we're back, and and it's always going to be here. It's just a matter of whether or not it's going to be in the mainstream. I think that trap music is next. I mean, trap music has been around for a while, but it's come into a new kind of light now, and it's really kind of mishmashing with other kinds of music. Like, the hip-hop elements are mixing with like the dance music elements, and like the dubstep wobble basses are appearing in hip-hop and trap music, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing, because we can only come up with new stuff this way, by colliding all the different kinds of music we can together and seeing what comes out of it. I love the internet as a means of distribution. I myself don't put in enough work getting myself noticed on the internet, but I do like the ability to network with other producers and collaborate with other producers, and then put my stuff out there and feel like I have a collection of releases, even if I'm not the most followed artist in the world. Like, the fact that I have something done, some kind of portfolio, and it's on the internet, and I don't have to worry about getting it printed to CDs, and there's no physical medium, I'm happy with it. I play a lot of video games, like a lot of video games. I have trouble sometimes carrying myself away from video games to actually spend time producing. And I kind of actually draw a lot of inspiration from my video gaming, especially back in the day, Game Boy, SNES, and Sega, and stuff like that. A lot of my inspiration comes from that kind of music. There are some musical slumps that I have that are so bad that I will go into kind of a musical depression and spend a couple of months playing like Skyrim or something and never see the light of day. And then there are some times where I decide that I'm going to power through and get through that anyways. My biggest move was actually, like we talked about, a remix. I did a remix of of Skrillex's Scary Monsters Nice Sprites in chiptune. And in a couple of days after I released that song, it got blogged by some like 8-bit and nerd culture websites, and it took off. And in 2 days, I got like 4,000 plays on SoundCloud and tons of favorites. And it got reblogged and went semi-viral. And that was my biggest accomplishment there. I'm just gonna keep doing what I do, produce music of every different kind that I like, and releasing them, and I really want to get recognized for on my own merits, so I'm just gonna keep chugging along, really. And I'm actually doing like we talked about, I'm doing a remix competition coming up, and I'm really kind of confident that I'm gonna do well in this one. You can check me out at soundcloud.com/triphosphate, facebook.com/triphosphate music, and I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/triphosphate-LP, stands for Let's Produce. I'm trying to do some live production videos for the internet. I have some tutorials on game structure, frequency splitting, resampling, and I have a live stream that I did on YouTube, and I intend to put a lot more up there. It's taken me a while, but I will. Hi, this is Triphosphate, and you're watching Hog Blog.